All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Houston Texans rookie running back Woody Marks. Marks is getting better and better for this Texans offense. He's a complete football player, taking advantage of opportunities, whether he has the ball in his hands or not. And we'll break down everything he did so well in the Texans' most recent victory, as always, in the comment section below. Give us any feedback you might have. If you're a fan of these film reviews and want to help support us so we can do more of them, consider becoming a member of our channel. There's a link in the description box below that will take you right there. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's open up some pass protection. There's Woody Marks right there to the right of C.J. Stroud in the shotgun. Obviously, last week, Woody Marks went viral with his pancake block in the Texans' dominating victory over the Titans in pass protection. Not quite as dominant here, but still a really nice job by the rookie. What the Texans' offensive line is going to do up front is they're going to have the entire offensive line take the gap to their left, just like this right here. And they're going to have Marks come this direction and pick up the blitzer coming off the edge. He does a great job initially, but I love the finish. Again, delivers a body slam on this Ravens defender. I love this from any running back, let alone a rookie. Let's check it out. There's a snap, slide protection. Here comes the blitz, picked up, put him in the turf, completed pass. Nice play. Is it quite as dominant as last week? No, right? Catches a little bit. It's not like a body slam like you'd see in WWE, but it's still a guy on the ground, right? It's a defender on the ground, a dog, D-O-G, like my coaches in college like to say. And again, I love it right there. Squares it up, runs his feet, and then finishes the play. That's what you want to see right there. When you have running backs on top of blitzers on the outside like this, that's good stuff. Now, could it be a little bit better? Sure. He kind of gets walked back into C.J. Stroud a little bit, but you could make an argument Stroud, if he wanted to right here, he could have stepped up and escaped, right? So C.J. Stroud, I think, hung in the spot because he wanted to. But Woody Marks, again, for a rookie, more than willing, more than able as a blocker. I mean, this is really good stuff. There's a lot of veteran running backs that really struggle with blitz pickup. In fact, a lot of rookie running backs can't get on the field because they struggle to pick up the blitz. Not Woody Marks. He does it all. We'll break down what he did in the running game and the receiving game. But I tell you what, as a blocker, both in scramble situations and at blitz pickup, he's an underrated asset for this Texans offense. I'm excited to see what he does going forward. All right, from the wide copy, watch Woody Marks right there next to C.J. Stroud. Picks up the blitzer, puts him on the turf. Nice play. Again, the initial block right here, right there, that's more than enough for the C.J. Stroud to hit the open man, right? That's all you need in terms of blitz pickup just to survive. And look, after that, he gets walked back a little bit. But this is an NFL defender, right? It's going to happen. But the finish, that's what I love to see. When we talk offensive line in our film reviews, and fans of this channel that see and watch our Arianti Ursery film reviews, we talk about finish all the time. Critical part of offensive line play. Blocking as a running back, finish is just as important. And again, you see it right here from Woody Marks. Does his job initially, keeps running his feet, and then buries him in the turf. I love this. I mean, this is awesome. I could watch this all day. Woody Marks dominating, blocking the opposition. All right, going with the running game now, there's Woody Marks lined up in a standard single back alignment behind C.J. Stroud. We're going to get a standard zone scheme right here working to the right side of the offense just like this. We're going to get a base reach here, zone path here, base reach here. We're going to get backside scoops, backside scoop, backside scoop. We're going to get a little motion pre-snap thing coming across the formation at the snap to try and get some flow from the linebackers or safeties. And this is a situation right here. It's sort of a wide zone concept. You want to press the hole, and while you're looking for a potential cutback, you always have to know and be on the lookout for opportunities to keep it wide, keep it off tackle. Woody Marks does a great job even breaking tackles and finishing the run. Love to see it. Let's check it out. There's a little motion. There's a snap. There's a zone track. Makes one man miss, breaks a tackle, breaks another, falls forward. Really nice run. One of the things I always want to see from running backs, certainly rookie running backs, is can you make people miss? Can you break tackles? So right here, this is a situation where this linebacker's in a tough spot because there's really two holes. You can see one hole right here and one hole right there. So he fires on the inside gap. As a running back, this is what you have to do. You have to get to the other hole, which he does, but then he breaks this arm tackle and then falls forward at the end of it. That's the part I really like. The sort of play you have to make, the box you have to check is you see that linebacker firing, keep it wide, and then go into the other hole. I mean, look at this block on the outside. Is this Dalton Schultz? Stop the presses. Dalton Schultz is pancaking defenders? Who are you? What have you done with Dalton Schultz? I mean, he's a pretty, veteran receiver. He has never, ever been known as a blocker, certainly not in the running game. Oh my gosh. Wow. I may have to stop this film review, guys. Holy smokes. Good block, 86. Credit where credit is due. Nice job. But again, this is what Marks as a running back in this situation. When the linebacker fires, you got to go to the other hole. Nicely jumped. Now you got to break a tackle. Now you got to finish the run. Great rep from 27 and 86. All right, for the wide copy, watch as this play develops. Marks right there, sees the linebacker firing, then presses it wide, and now gets north and south through that hole, and then finishes the run. Look where the contact was made when he actually gets up into the next level, right? He breaks a tackle there. That's good. But here where contact is made right at the, Ravens 49, he works his way all the way to the Ravens 45, 4 yards after contact. Falling forward. That's always a critical part of any running back's game, right? You got to be able to fall forward. You got to be able to break tackles, right? Making people miss yards after contact. Those are key numbers when it comes to any running game, and Woody Marks does a good job in both of those categories. All right, sticking with the running game, and now Marks is lined up right there in the shotgun right next to C.J. Stroud. It's going to be a downhill gap concept. So we're going to get a little motion pre-snap, and he's going to insert right there. But otherwise, it's going to be man-on-man blocking. Base block here, double team right here, working up to the next level. Base here, base block here, base block here. And Marks is just getting north and south, trying to find a hole, right? Whether it's that way, whether it's this way, wherever he can. And this is a situation here when you're a running back, you got to make these linebackers wrong. So this is a gap assignment defense that isn't played very well from the Ravens. If you look at the structure, you can see this defensive end has this gap, this defensive tackle has this gap. Right here, this nose guard looks like he may have this gap, but he actually ends up firing here. The linebacker ends up taking that gap right there, that gap right there. You can see the gap structure across the board. So as a running back, you look for patience, you look for movement, and the moment you see weakness, the moment you see someone out of their gap, you got to hit the hole. Marks does a good job of that here. Let's check it out. There's the motion. There's the snap. Inside run. Finds the crease. Hits it for a nice run. Again, good finish. Unfortunately, gets called back because of a holding penalty right there on the left guard. This is tough. Hands inside, getting movement. That's tough. I understand why you call it. It's that last little piece right there. I mean, it's not a bad call by any means, but boy, that's just a tough situation. But it's a really good job by Woody Marks. Again, he gets north and south early, and he's looking for the hole, and when it's time to hit it, jump cut and hit it with speed and aggression. One of the things that young running backs tend to do is they go too fast too early. So right now, young running backs go super fast, super aggressive, right into the pile and get like a yard or two, right? What Woody Marks is really good at, he's very patient, and then speed and aggression. That's what I like to see, right? Look for the holes and then hit it. We saw it on the first running play, right? He waited for the linebacker to fire, and then he went north and south through the second hole. Similar situation here. Patient, wait for the linebacker to fill, now hit the open space. Nice run from Woody Marks. After the wide copy, watch Marks take the handoff. Patient, now hit the crease. Nice run. Fall forward for a couple extra yards. One thing I want to see a little bit more out of Woody Marks right here, when he gets to the next level, right, he falls forward, which I like, but I want to see him finish with some explosion. Like, I know he's a smaller running back, so you either have to power through safeties or you have to try and make a miss. One of the things that happens when he gets to the next level is he just tries to outrun people. And look, I understand in college you could do that all day, but this is the NFL, right? I mean, you're not going to be able to do that. It just ain't going to happen, right? The defensive backs are too fast or too good, right? It's just the way it works. Linebackers will hawk you down. Right here, Woody Marks, so again, patience, sees the crease, hits it with speed. Now right here, make one more move or try and power through. You're not going to be able to outrun the safety, but still a good run from the rookie. All right, how about some more downhill running from the Houston Texans? We're going to get an ISO concept. We're going to get a double team right here, working up to the backside linebacker, base block here, tackle working out, inserting right there for the safety, and fullback, we call it an ISO because he's going to be an isolated one-on-one on the linebacker with the backside guard and the backside tackle working out, and the running back just following the fullback, right? I mean, this is old school power football. This is how football was played for like 70 years, right? Man on man, pretty much across the board. This block right here, this action is so critical. This is a situation, though, if you're a running back, it's the NFL, right? If you're running this kind of ISO concept, unless the defense totally craps the bed, you're not going to get a whole lot of yards. You're not going to get a lot of 60-yard touchdown runs. So for here, it's about getting through the hole with, again, speed and aggression, but pushing the pile for extra yards after contact. Woody Marks does a good job of that yet again. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's the ISO. Hits the crease. Gets a few extra yards after contact before the cavalry arrives and pushes him back. All right, there's two things I really like at this play. When it comes to Woody Marks, follows the fullback perfectly until it's time to make his cut. Jump cut there, and now go north and south and finish. Right? He doesn't go too early to the hole. He lets the blocks develop. He's such a patient guy. I love that from running backs, guys. Because right here, he's following all his blocks to a T. It's only when it's time to make a move that he jumps away from where the play's supposed to go, right? It's supposed to be an inside run following the fullback. Not a whole lot of running room there, but there you can hit the crease. Then contact is made, and he gets a few extra yards before the rest of the Ravens arrive. So again, nice jump cut here, follows his fullback, and then north and south. I mean, it's just good football. It's just good ball, right? And that's how you win games. That's how you become more efficient on offense. If you just have guys that do smart football plays, that just do good things, right? This isn't perfectly blocked by the Houston Texans, right? It's not poorly blocked. It's a decent job. I'd like a little bit more from the fullback here, but Other than that, it's a decent play. The Ravens defense doesn't play this horribly, but this is a situation. Well, who wins? Who gets yards out of this? How is it a successful play? It's when your running back does good things. Again, good jump cut, falling forward, nice play, Woody Marks. All right, for the wide copy, watch Marks follow the fullback on the ISO block here until the last second, jump cut, north and south, and again, watch the yards after contact. So when he gets up to this level right here, contact is made right around, we'll call it the Texans 44, maybe the Texans 45. He pushes it all the way to the Texans 46-yard line or so. So we're talking a yard or two after contact, still falling forward, right? Isn't as impactful as other running plays that Woody Marks has made, but still a good job from the rookie. But again, I love the fact that he waits till the last second for the jump cut, right? He doesn't try right here to just hit this hold so aggressively, so early that number 2 can maybe fill it. Because he's patient, number 2 for Baltimore right there, you see him. He's kind of got to wait, and now you can deliver the blow. Look who absorbs the contact here, the defender or the running back. Boom. The defender goes backwards, right? With his head down. That's not a good position. Ugh, that sucks. Got to be careful there. Number 2, don't want any concussions or any head or neck injuries. But when you're patient as a running back, wait for the blocks to develop, and then you get aggression, you get a lot of defensive backs, you get a lot of linebackers that they're kind of on their heels a little bit. They're waiting, and then you can deliver the blow. Nice play here from Woody Marks. All right, going back to some more zone schemes here. It's going to be another outside zone concept working to the right side of your screen, the offensive right. They're going to get some motion pre-snap once again going this direction to try and get some flow from the linebackers or safeties. But otherwise, it's just standard zone blocking, guys. It's wide receiver working up to the next level. It's tight end zone path. It's this tackle zone path. It's this guard zone path base reach. It's this center scoop, work up to the next level. Backside scoop, running back taking this track, trying to find a hole wherever he can. Again, this is just standard zone scheme stuff. And this is a chance right here for Woody Marks. He just hits the hole and does it with authority. But this is really, really well blocked. Let's check it out. There's the motion. There's the snap. There's his own track. Marks hits the hole, north and south, falls forward again, first down. All right, guys, we got to have a discussion about Dalton Schultz. Look at 86. Good zone double team, up to the next level. I mean, who is this guy? What did Dalton Schultz eat before this game? Did someone piss him off or something before kickoff? I mean, I couldn't. This is 86. This is Dalton Schultz, and I'm not trying to pick on him too much, but I mean, he's always been known as a receiver and at times a liability as a blocker, and he is demolishing people. My goodness gracious, I tell you what, if you get this effort from 86 and this performance from 86 going forward, Texans fans, what do you do if you're a defense? Because right here, this formation, this is obviously, you're talking about one running back or one tight end over there, one running back behind the quarterback, 3 receivers. This is a very balanced formation. A lot of teams, they have to make a choice. Do I have a blocking tight end or a receiving tight end? Right now, the Texans, they got a receiving tight end supposedly in the game, so the defense can sit there and say, okay, we'll play a pass defense, and we'll be able to stop the run because 86 can't block. But if you have Dalton Schultz blocking like this, I mean, talking about a multifaceted tight end, my goodness gracious. Now let's look at Woody Marks. Again, he's patient the entire way, and then he hits the hole with speed, arm tackle broken, falling forward. Again, this is a run where you kind of have to make this as a first down because it's so well blocked. Right? Hats on hats, they get people reached, but he follows the blocks perfectly. And again, one of my things I like about Woody Marks, he doesn't do anything stupid, right? He doesn't try and get too cute, doesn't bounce it out inside. If there's a hole there, he's going to hit it. And sometimes that's what you want from a running back, right? Don't do anything dumb. Don't try and be a hero. Just hit the hole with speed and aggression. Good job here by Woody Marks. All right, from the wide copy, there's the motion. There's the handoff. Good patience. Hit the hole. One arm tackle broken. Fall forward 4 or 5 yards after contact. Again, that's what you get from Woody Marks. Where's initial contact? Right around the Ravens 32, 33. Where's he go down? The Ravens 28, 29. We're talking again 4 yards after contact. Nice work. But guys, look at Dalton Schultz. Look at Dalton Schultz. Look at Dalton Schultz. Oh, my goodness gracious. Look at the sideline. I mean, they're just ecstatic for this guy. I mean, obviously seeing him run block well is so important for this Texans offense. But what do you do if you're a defense going forward? If they can block with Dalton Schultz in these kind of formations, right? Because if you go 8 in the box with guys like Nico Collins and C.J. Stroud under center, I mean, you're done. I mean, I get it. It's a banged-up Ravens defense, so we're going to have to see what he does going forward. But man alive, I mean, this is really well blocked. Good run. Great execution from the Texans offense. Love to see it. All right, quick break in the film review. Look, I was taught to break down film by my college coaches at the Division I level. All the players are. It's just a fact of playing football at that level. And I want to take this opportunity to give you guys, the average fan, more opportunities to get that insider knowledge of how the game is taught at that highest level of college football. I created a checklist, a step-by-step guide for you guys, 100% free. That's based on how I was taught to break down film by my coaches, and then I use today to create these film reviews. There's a link in the description box below that'll take you right to it. I really appreciate it if you guys decide to get it. Again, 100% free, just trying to share information to you guys, stuff that was taught to me by my coaches. But without further ado, let's get back into the film. All right, this next play is something I think Woody Marks needs to work on a little bit, and there he is right next to C.J. Stroud in the shotgun. And it's just going to be a standard inside run concept. We're going to get a base block here, guard working up, base block here. We're going to get a double team right here, working up to the next level, base block there, right? Standard running scheme concept here, trying to hit this hole if possible, maybe that hole if it opens up, right? Very standard day one kind of run, nothing special, no real fluff, basic stuff. Here's a situation, though, where I want Woody Marks to be a little bit more physical when he gets up into the next level, when he breaks past the line of scrimmage. There's a little bit of a crease here, not much, and he's getting a chance to, I think, to maybe power through for more yardage, but he just doesn't have quite the power yet. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's the inside run. There's the hole right there. Nice. Now get through it with speed and aggression, and he doesn't really fall forward, right? Now, look, this isn't a great job by the guard, right? Not great at all, honestly. So that could be part of it, right? As a running back, you got to be ready for your offensive lineman to maybe miss blocks. So maybe there's a chance Woody Marks was just shocked, right? He was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to score a touchdown right here. And he's like, oh my goodness, I'm about to get tackled right there. I mean, that could certainly be the case. But this is a situation when you feel the contact right here, you got to deliver the boom. And he kind of just absorbs it and goes right down. Now look, he falls forward most of the time. But this is a situation right here where you got to go through and break tackles, right? That's the difference between the good and the great. Can you slip some tackles? Can you deliver punishment to linebackers? Woody Marks does a great job when he gets the opportunities of falling forward or getting yards after contact. He can make people miss. He's got great vision. But sometimes in this situation, and because he's a little smaller as a running back, it's harder for him to just power through people. Because this is a situation right here where a power running back like a Mixon, for example, you're able to blow through both shoulders of these defenders to get maybe 3-4 yards after contact, right? Because this is still, well, not great blocking. This is pretty good movement, right? The contact is happening 3-4 yards downfield with a full head of steam and a lot of power. You can get a lot of yards out of this play for the Texans rushing offense. Again, part of it is just who Marks is, right? He's not the biggest guy in the world, but if he can add a little bit more power in runs like this, he could become an even better weapon for Houston. All right, from the wide copy, you get a really good look at it right here. So watch this hole open up. Right there, it looks like a touchdown. Right there, the blocks aren't made, and he runs into the Ravens and goes kind of right down. This is a situation where if you run through with power, because right here, you've got a chance. I'm not saying you can break both these tackles and score, right? That'd be a lot to ask. But if you go through there with a full head of steam, you carry these bodies an extra 3, 4, 5 yards, right? We see running backs do it all the time. Mixon has done this. Derrick Henry for Baltimore does it, right? There's a lot of running backs. They hit this hole and they get extra yards after contact. Here's a situation where, again, it's a tough ask. I'm not being too critical of him in terms of like, I think this is a terrible play or anything like that. I don't think he should be benched. But this is something where if he could add it to his game, just a little bit more power and explosiveness right through holes like this, he could become just an ultimate weapon for the Texans offense. He's already really, really good, but if he can add the just power right here and runs like this, he may become unstoppable for Houston. All right, that's another one of my favorite plays I've seen from Woody Marks all year long, and there he is lined up to the left of C.J. Stroud in the shotgun, and he's just going to run a standard out route like this. He's going to release out to the middle of the field and then go break out to the right sideline, right? Just standard check down stuff just to see if there's a zone coverage or if the quarterback needs to get rid of the football or if nobody covers them, just something you got to do, right? You check to see if there's a blitz first. If not, you get into your route, right? Standard stuff. I want you guys to watch as this play develops, just the awareness and the effort from Woody Marks. He helps turn this play into a huge play for the Texans offense without the football in his hands. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Good protection. Stroud steps up. Stroud escapes. Follows Woody Marks. Turns this into a huge play. Nearly scores. Let's look at this awareness and intelligence from Woody Marks. Again, he's just running his route, right? He's covered. He's not open, right? He sees the scramble right there. What does he do? Throws a block. Stays on him. Drives him. Doesn't hold. Is it a pancake block? No. I mean, you can see the size difference right there. I mean, it speaks to Woody Marks, in terms of not being he's no Derrick Henry, I'll put it like that, in terms of his size and stature. But I love the effort. I love the intelligence. I love the high football IQ, right? And I love the selflessness, the team-first mentality. Woody Marks has been a spark plug to this offense. I don't think he's going to be a starter anytime soon, of course. But what he can bring when the ball's in his hands or not, right? He's a good receiver too, right? Obviously had a receiving touchdown already in his career. but he's a good blocker, pass protection, runs hard, run physical. There's something he needs to improve on in the running game, and there's some things maybe he just can't do because of his physical limitations. But what he wants to do and how he plays with his intelligence, his high football IQ, and his selflessness is a huge part of this Texans team. We've seen a winning streak right now for Houston, back-to-back blowout dominating victories, and I think it's no coincidence that these two wins have coincided with Woody Marks emerging as a playmaker.